Accept your death.
Alright Bonehawks, this video is all about Sindel and one of her setups that people have come across recently. This was done in a tournament called Reps Arena. There's a $5,000 prize pool for this event, and they saw the setup and they said, no, we're going to ban this. You can't use this in the tournament going forward. First of all, just to get this out of the way, as far as I know, Rips Arena is not supported or backed by NRS or WB in any way. As far as I know, they are a community event, and community event can have any community rules that they want. You could literally just have an event and say, you know what, you're not allowed to use Garrus at all. Sorry, no Garrus here. And you would be in the right to do so. Is it a good move? Definitely not. But, you know, it's kind of the Wild West when you have this community event. So people were up in arms after they saw this setup. And first of all, before we get into anything, I'm going to show you the setup. This took me probably about an hour to nail once, and I'll probably never do it again. But I wanted to show you because I didn't want to use the actual footage from the event. I might link to it down below in the description, but I just don't want to step on any toes in that regard. So I worked on it and recreated it, and I also wanted it to help me understand what this kind of looked like. So let's look at it, and then we'll talk about it. So yeah, that was super duper execution heavy. The hardest part for me, I would say, is because you have to 2-in-1 cancel this. And then you have to, while you're doing that, you have to call out Jax at the same time and somehow also do forward 4 without pressing forward cameo by accident, or else he's going to do that. So options for the opponent, the only option that the opponent has during this whole setup is just to break. Unfortunately, there was no way for me to kind of figure out how to set just player 2's meter to like 1 or something. In this scenario, in the tournament, the Sindel player had 2 bars of meter, the Garrus player had less than a bar, so was not able to break away, and Sindel just looped this into itself, into a whole life bar, into Shake My Hand. And holy jumping Johnnies is the community in arms about this. Like, some people are saying let it rock, some people are saying ban it, some people are saying, you know, this is ridiculous. And I will say, first and foremost, that the Jax in general is dumb. I have seen some ridiculous full life bar Jax setups from day one, and we've already had a balance patch, and they didn't change anything with Jax, so they're kind of like, you know, how really situational is this kind of a thing? And I would chalk this up to the same thing. This was that player's amazing execution to actually be able to do this in a tournament, B, awareness of how much meter they had and how much meter their opponent didn't have, and C, stage awareness to be able to do this from side to side. There were no glitches used, there were no exploits used, there was nothing weird happening, playing the game the way that the game is intended to be played, and just got this ridiculous setup out of it. But that's what's going to happen, and I think this is where the NRS community kind of needs to decide, are we going to have this game be fun and wacky and crazy, or we just want it kind of dulled down to kind of like an MK11 level? Because a lot of people didn't like MK11, because it wasn't very exciting. There wasn't much you can do. There's so much that you can do in this game. This is so much more fun. And, you know, I think if every character had something like this, it would be absolutely crazy, you know? That being said, I expect to see Jax be nerfed, but this player did absolutely nothing wrong, and I don't think this setup should be banned in any sort of event, because it's not taking advantage of anything other than, you know, being in the right place at the right time, opponent not having a breaker. Again, you can always break it. And I see some people saying, you know, in MK9 we had smoke resets and Cyrax resets and Quan Chi rune traps, and I'm not really one to say just because things were bad before that they should stay bad now. I really don't like that mindset. I think that the game should be as fair as possible, and if you want to let this rock, then give every cameo some crazy stuff so everyone's on the same footing, or nerf this down a little bit so that, again, everyone's on the same footing. But I'm always more on the side of buffing things than nerfing things. I want more craziness, not less craziness, you know? Again, Mortal Kombat 11 turns into that kind of a thing. So yeah, just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. Pretty interesting scenario. Again, I expect Jax to be nerfed along with Kung Lao Hat. And Kung Lao Hat is just as crazy. For not even close to enough resources. Like this took, like I said, 2 bars of meter, 2 of these, which is not the easiest thing in the world to hit. Stage awareness, your opponent not having a breaker, all those types of scenarios where a Kung Lao hat takes half a cameo bar and a jump. Although you can block it, blocking within 2 frames is kind of dumb, so I mean, if you're going to let that rock, no, I don't know. But from there, I'll pass it on to you. What do you think? If you're new around here, you want to keep up on everything Mortal Kombat 1, subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, go try it. Like, if you have strong feelings about the setup, go try this setup. It is not the easiest setup to hit. Would love to see your opinions on actually trying to do it, especially looping it into itself and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And again, subscribe because we make videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.